What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Elude Stalwart playing World of Warcraft Legion. This is the Lightforged Leveling mini-series, episode 37, and today we're going to be playing Daydream, our level 96 paladin, working her way out of Warlords of Draenor. Pink Rose says, "Hi Elude, how's you doing today?" I'm doing well, Pink Rose. How about yourself? Welcome to the stream this morning. Excuse me, I had something in my throat there. Mr. Sham said, "Heyo, what's going on, Mr. Sham? Welcome to the stream this morning." We're gonna level through Warlords of Draenor. We got about 4 more levels till we can skip ahead to Legion content. It's been a long road, but we're getting through it here on Daydream. I really loved playing allied races, specifically because like this is my main class, and leveling it through all the content and everything is really just like a fresh new look. I've been playing her for a total of 3 days and 14 hours, and we've gotten up to level 96 so far. I'm not the most efficient leveler, but I think I get it done. I get it done pretty well. We're supposed to talk to the Prophet Velen, but I don't really know. I can't figure out where he's at or how to get to him from here. It says that he's downstairs, but I don't see a way to get downstairs. Pink Rose says, "Just seen doctor, girlfriend is 6 to 7 weeks pregnant." Nice. Well done, Pink Rose. So that's like what? It's like 4.5 weeks a month. She's already more than a month along. So in like 8 months, you probably got the due date. And then there's gonna be little Pink Rose human walking around in the world. Probably not walking immediately, but little baby Pink Roses. How do I get down there? I don't understand. So this is what quest is this? Override lever, shut her down, engorge Gorin. I think there's a cave I'm missing. We see I invited Cuz to the guild. He well, I think he already had a mage, but he's leveling it now, and he's I think a level 90 mage. Yeah, level 90. He named his mage Azeroth. Like like the planet of WoW, Azeroth. I thought that was pretty cool. Pigro says, "Laugh out loud, I'm good, thank you." Glad to hear it. That's pretty cool though. About what age? Like, I've already had a few kids and I don't even know. Most of the time I was, I guess, deployed, but oh, I wonder what age do they start like moving and kicking and stuff. That's gonna be fun. Blue Strider said I'm like glass. Pink Rose says, "I'm 32, the girlfriend's 26. Oh, okay. Yeah, in my case, my wife's a couple years older than myself. I would say, I think I'm 32. I think I'll be 33 this year, I think. Well, this month rather. If I'm not mistaken, that would mean my wife's 35. I don't know if there's another level 90 zone. Tanan Jungle, that's Shadow Moon Valley's 90. 98. Maybe Frostfire Ridge? I don't know if we can actually get quests there though. I've never... I think that's all Horde. Oh, speaking of which, I need to queue for the Valentine's Day. Oh, there's always time walking too. Sure. Okay, cool. Cuz says he wants to group. You're gonna be 33 in August? Oh, an August baby, nice. I don't know what that would make you, what, like an Aries or something like that? I'm a Pisces because I'm in February. In case we were in the 70s and wanted to know, like, in the club, what our sign was. See, my wife was in December, so I think she's whatever comes right before Pisces. Capricorn, is that right? I don't know. I don't know if any of that matters, though. Maybe there's an entrance to a cave over this way. Oh, I'm gonna die. I was telling him I think Arcane would probably be the safe bet. Pilfered parts. Got it. Nice. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do for this quest. I'm gonna probably look it up, I guess. Actually, you know, since we're in a group, maybe I can just go catch up to Cuz. Oh, has he even started Warlords of Draenor? The Hall of Tiles. He's in the Gulai Halls. Let me see. What is it? Azeroth, Pandaria. He's in Kunlight or Veil of Eternal Blossoms. Is that even of level for him? Oh, I guess it's up to level 9. I guess I don't need this on push to talk. I was gonna say, I noticed even with BOAs, you still have to, you still need the surrounding gear to be up to date to a certain extent for it to feel proper. Yeah, you'll probably need to do the scenario and set up your garrison. Maybe by then you'll be 91 and we can start a fresh zone together. I think the fresh zone is what, 90, 92? Oh, 92. I thought it was 91. Gorgond starts at 92 actually. You want a voice chat or you listening to audio books? He said NW, no worries. Okay, now how do you get to where this is telling me to go? Shut her down. Okay, we're gonna wowhead this. Wowhead, shut her down. Okay. Disable the malfunctioning resonance crystal in the Elude dig. Shut her down. Comments as soon as Wowhead quits trying to advertise to me. The coordinates of the entrance is 6127. 6127. Okay, it says it's this way. Cuz says he's gonna hop in voice chat. What are my current chords? 61. That's the wrong way. 61. 27's this way. This way? This is supposed to be where the entrance is? Aha, okay. It's like a mine shaft or something, huh? Here it is. Gonna grab a coffee and be right there. KK. Oh, the roof's gonna cave in on us here. Come to me, my friends. Group up and gather round. Alright, we're gonna stun this thing. Oh no. Okay. We're gonna die if I'm not careful. Oh, this disease sucks. Armor decreased? That's not a disease though. Bubble for the win. Nice. At least we figured out where we're supposed to be. Yeah, I've been working on Daydream quite a bit. I want to get out of Warlords of Draenor as soon as possible. So, I've been doing dungeon queues. I tried to queue Cuz and I up for some Warlords of Draenor dungeon, but there's only 3. And I think as we get higher level we'll unlock more, but in the early levels there's just those 3, and he's not high enough item level yet to run it. I think he needed a 500 item level if I remember correctly. So what we're going to do instead is some time walking, and with the time walking dungeons we'll be able to get his item level up pretty quickly, either by badges or by loot that's dropping from him. And another benefit to that is if he's not done them yet, he'll be able to do the quests inside of those dungeons as well, and those will reward some XP. That's kind of how I did it. I went ahead and time walked my way, like pretty much all day yesterday I was doing time walking. I really hope he doesn't get demoralized though, because some of them time walking dungeons, like Pit of Saron for example, they're not easy. They're not just like, you can't just roll over them. I guess every time you would have ran it before, if you remember doing those, or even in time walking like as a 110, you're like heroic or greater geared, like you're heroic or raid geared when you run it. So a whole lot of groups that are happening in time walking right now are just any of these allied races and any other players that have just leveled past Wrath of the Lich King. So you'll often get lowbies like myself and Cuz join your time walking group in like Pit of Saron, which is intended for you to be heroic and raid geared, and we're not. Like, if you're not geared for your level, even when you get scaled, you're kind of weak. So having your bind on account gear helps, but what I was just telling Cuz is like your rings, your boots, your gloves. Yo, welcome Cuz. They all have a huge impact on your DPS. I was just explaining to the stream how item level kind of affects how we're going to be performing in this time walking dungeon. Yeah, I tried to join us for Warlords of Draenor, but I think you need to be a higher item level. It said you weren't able to. But that's cool because we could still do the time walking dungeons, and we're gonna see some like Pit of Saron and shit like that is gonna be pretty hard. I was running it yesterday where I was the only lowbie in the group, like everybody else was 110. But like we were wiping and the shit was still hard. Like 2 of the DPS were below the tank. I think at the beginning, and I don't know if he was talking about me, the Warlock, or the Rogue, but he just left. He was like, "Yeah, this isn't gonna take years," and then he just left the party. I was like, "Damn, what does he expect? Time walking? Like anybody past Wrath of the Lich King can be in the group." He wanted like a full mythic or raid geared group, I guess.
Even then, like we did that on our mains like last week with, what was it, BC, and that shit was still hard, and I was on my main.
It's the level scaling. Like it shit's all scaling to everybody now.
Oh shit!
What's that?
I'm starting the scenario to get into the Draenor, right? And so I have to go talk to Kagdar in where the portal is. And he's like, "Are you prepared to face whatever's on the other side for the portal?" And then the response you have to get is for Azeroth. So am I saying for myself?
For myself. Nice.
For Azeroth.
Hell yeah. That's a tight name. I'm surprised it was available.
Me too. I told you I was just messing around, and then all of a sudden it just went in, and I was like, no.
That's exactly like the Codex Alera, right? Alera was the name of the planet. So you still played off of that same theme.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Well,
so your profession starts scaling once you hit Legion, apparently. Cause I just grabbed well, I was just killing stuff, and I got a engineering book, and apparently I can start crafting a whole bunch of things.
Cool. Yeah, I got something on I got a weird cooking one yesterday or something.
Oh
What
yeah.
happened?
Well, I have Draenor Master, one of 700 engineering skill right now. It just leveled me up to 700 from 150.
Wow.
So yeah, if you need anything made, cuz I just need to get the ore for it, I guess, and I can make. I saw the ultimate gnomish army knife look legit. Cause the gnomish army knife's it's whatever you need it to be, a mining pick, like uh, what else is there? Mining pick. Oh, an engineer's spanner. It could be that, or whatever the other professionals are, like skinning knife, etc. And then
It says
also it can bring people back to life. You can jolt them back to life with it.
nice.
I think that's the way this one works. I know the old one worked that way for engineers specifically. Did you have any quests available?
Yeah, but they're all low level.
Oh, okay. It might still be some XP.
It's like 400.
The tank's name is Goalie.
I
Uh,
have no fucking clue what I'm doing, man. I'm just mashing buttons at this point.
Every time I heard Preach talk about Frost, it kind of put me off to it even more, but there's a lot of people playing it. I know it has really good instant AoE damage with like the blizzard and shit, but
Yeah.
he gets mad about it because he says that you sit there and you cast Frostbolt waiting for those procs for a while sometimes, and I guess raid fights, so it
Yeah.
can be kind
I
of
was, I was enjoying
unpredictable.
Fire before you told me to switch to this one, and the only thing about it is like, damn.
Fire's fun and pretty, but it doesn't really push the deeps, I guess, until you get super geared.
Yeah, I mean, I was critting a heck of a lot, so I don't know if it's my gear or what.
Yeah.
Like, I always had the proc. The only problem with it is it's like single target, so every time I ran into multiple mobs, that's when I died.
See, that's kind of disappointing too, because Fire used to be the master of AoE, like spreading
Well,
your
like,
living bomb and combustion
from
and
what I
shit.
was, yeah, what I was looking into talents, it looks like it theoretically could be like a lot of, what is it, splash damage, I guess? I guess that's what you would call it.
I'd always like, instead of you getting your hot streak using towards your pyroblast, you do the flame strike, and that was I think blast wave or something like that, and dragon's breath seemed to do pretty good AoE.
Yeah, but then you gotta get in close to that, right?
The dragon's breath reaches like I want to say 20 or 30 yards, so but you can blink in and out. I think they have that crazy blink spell. Shit's getting real here. Tank's pulling like this is Wrath of the Lich King or something. This is one thing that I really love is the hunters specifically. Actually, they're CCing. When you start seeing a group that's CCing, you're like, oh shit. But that to me is awesome. It's like it's making people play smart again. I think if you want to be like straight up like legit really easily, arcane probably be the best way to go until you get a bunch of gear, and then after you get geared, anything after that, your arcane can help gear. Tank just left. What a bastard. This is the life of LFR though. It's like I see a lot of tanks and healers leave. Or LFR, fucking time walking rather.
Yo.
Oh, did you pop off? What happened?
I don't know. My everything just died on me, and
Oh
tank
shit.
left.
Yeah, I was just talking shit about that. The tank just left.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna have to go frost for this shit, cause yeah, the beats are just it's hard to get those procs on arcane.
Oh, you are arcane. I was just saying that you should probably go arcane.
Yeah, I don't see the procs aren't popping. Like I'd rather just spam Blizzard and be safe.
See, I don't even know actually what low B arcane looks like. I know that
I don't
as
either.
a max level player, you want your mana to be as high as possible, and you do more damage the more mana you have or something with mastery. But I doubt you even have mastery gear at this point. For me, it's all about getting up to 4 charges, and then if I'm expecting a long fight, I'll arcane barrage them back down to 0 charges, and then I work my way back up to 4. And every time you arcane barrage, it splits and kind of like cleaves everything. So that way you can keep your mana up. But then if you know like something's gonna die really quick, you can cheese it a bit and just nuke your mana and like really like push somebody down or knock somebody down really hard. And it's kind of straightforward. Arcane's not, there's not too many subtle mechanics that are involved. So like for me, like it's kind of like Assassination Rogue or the Survival Hunter. It's just an easy spec to get stuff done. But you're probably still in what, mop gear, timeless isle gear, I bet. Yeah, 496. At our level, your BOAs will show you should be at about 580. So you're 100 item levels low, so that's probably the only reason why you're suffering right now. I'm surprised you don't have BOAs, like your chest and legs and all that?
I do, but the gear I'm wearing higher level than they are.
No, I mean your staff's 580, your other BOAs should be 580, unless you never ranked them up.
I don't got any. Look again.
It should show, like, for me, I have heirloom upgrade level 2 out of 3, and that allows my heirlooms to go up to level 100. But before I did that, I actually stepped into Wrath of the Lich King wearing my level 60 heirlooms, and I didn't realize I didn't upgrade their rank. So I was like running around in level 60 gear, and I very quickly noticed, like, shit sucked.
Oh well, when I open the heirlooms tab, like I have them all upgraded to 100, but like
Oh, there you go, yeah.
they're saying that it's 496, so I didn't even bother making them. But once I make them, they transform.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, because and those will be actually even scaled down to this dungeon as well. So all these different ways at scaling is probably confusing.
Well, yeah, cause like
Yeah, you
I
should
said,
notice the difference now. Hey, the
like
hunter. No, he's not AFK. No, I'm gonna say no. Let's do this. Sorry, tank left earlier. Think this toaster was on fire or something. I think his toaster was on fire or something.
nah. So how 40 yards?
Oh no, this is probably why he left.
Why'd he leave?
The dungeon's gonna reset in 15 minutes. We got 15 minutes to do this.
Oh.
Alrighty. He's all empowered right now too. Oh, come on, Hunter. I didn't kick you for no reason now, I bet. I just whispered him. I said, "Come on, man. He already tried to kick you once." Oh shit! I can't move while I'm static charged like this. And every time oh shit. So like I got pushed to talk down to control, right? So
Yeah.
I recently remapped my top bar. It's actually because I was healing from shift modifying to control modifying. So now as I'm talking and doing my rotation, it's popping cooldowns. I'm like, fuck! So I just wasted a bubble on myself. Lightning struck.
Oh, damn. That was just one pull.
The hunter hopped in. Yeah, it's weird too, like with your bind on account gear, I think mastery's the main stat. Mastery or haste I wanna say, so having all that crit stuff's probably not gonna help. Oh, all three of his accounts got DC'd at once whenever he got the announcement for the dungeon expiration. That's what's going on with the hunter anyways. I think our heals just died.
I feel like I'm missing something really integral to this spec. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
That's always fun for me. I love that stage. Because then you find it, and then you're like, oh! And then it's just like, pew pew, nuke, nuke, nuke.
Maybe I should go back fire. At least I understood it.
Oh, you're frosting it? You're hopping around a lot.
I don't know what to use. I just want to be effective, like at this point in a dungeon.
Yeah.
I'll go fire.
Try looking at the, when you like look at your spell book, or no, your talents. You got the specializations that'll show you like your key moves. It'll say like spam
Well,
this.
I didn't spec into any of the towns in Arcane.
Oh, you had no talents? No talent bum?
That's probably why I was like, wow, this is very ineffective on no fucking shit.
I can't even think of the, like, I'm not familiar enough to even really be useful. I know AoE, as soon as you got 2 or more targets, just the Arcane Blast is the winner. Or Arcane Explosion, rather. Just spamming your instant cast AoE damaging ability. And then as soon as you get up to, what, 4 or 5 charges, you just use your Arcane Barrage to get your charges back down.
I switched to fire.
There you go.
Not really doing. I'm doing about the same amount of DPS though.
I think with fire you can instigate crits by chaining your fire blast at the end of your fireball. It'll make your fireball crit. And then that way you can start getting your hot streak shit rolling. But you can only do that as often as you have fire blast up. Otherwise you're just relying on natural crits, and that's kind of rough without your artifact weapon. So the artifact weapon plays a huge role in the current rotation. You get like Phoenix Flames, which is essentially 3 more charges of Fire Blast. So that makes it to where you can instigate 5 crits in a row.
I don't know if I might supposed to be using the burst on the AOE or on the big one. The big
Uh,
fire.
if you got 3 targets, then always Flame Strike instead of Pyroblast. Because your Flame Strike will be instant. Oh, and Dragon's Breath too, that instigates a crit too. So you actually have 2 Fire Blasts and Dragon's Breath that instigates crits. To get your hot streak rolling for instant cast
I
Pyroblast and
think
shit.
that's only if you talent that way.
Oh, okay. Or it could be something with the artifact weapon too, like so much of that has skewed what I know about that class. That's actually what they're kind of wondering about Battle for Azeroth is like how classes like that are going to play without their artifact weapon. Because as it stands right now, some of these classes are so dependent on their artifact weapon to even perform that they're not viable without what the artifact weapon does. But like I said, like as early as this level, like who knows? And a lot of it's going to be a matter of you switching out those pieces of gear for 580s, like your rings, belts, boots, bracers.
I was muted. I was like, yeah. So I guess I should try Arcane again, or
I
I don't
would
know.
I would stay arcane until you get geared, because that's the only one that's actually going to be able to do legit damage without gear. Oh, well, I mean, other than Frost, like I actually don't know about Frost. You did kind of jump in the deep end though, huh?
Yeah.
I just hope you don't get demoralized. Because until you actually get that gear, like, you're really not going to know what it plays like.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know that. I mean, even with the rogue that I was leveling.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Alright, I'm going to turn it up a notch here. I actually found myself changing my pally spec from what I normally run to something more appropriate for longer pulls. So I have like a different spec on my main for when shit's dying faster. But all this shit lives so long, I found myself running with a different setup. Oh no.
I don't even know what killed me. It felt like I had like one of those warlock moves on.
No, no, it's the one shots. These guys that throw, they randomly target a party member.
Oh. Uh huh. Well, I'm glad they targeted me. I'm the lowest DPS. I'll
Let's
take
see,
one for free.
27k. You got as much health as me actually. Me and the heals. I guess the squish only affects your primary stats. I mean secondary stats. Or we're all equally geared. I don't know. I think I'm actually pretty well geared for my level. Let's see, the trinkets and shit are saying 580. Oh, it's scaled to that though, huh? What the hell? I don't know. It says it's scaled to 175 right now, actually. I wish it did that. I wish things, instead of scaling just to your level, whatever your baseline for your level is, I wish it scaled to your item level. That would probably be too hard though. We got like 4 minutes till this resets, I think. And when it does, I think we'll all get kicked out. I've gotten butthurt a few times thinking that people were just booting me from the party.
Uh-huh. I did a little bit better that time.
Figuring it out.
Not really. Single target is easier on fire, for me at least. Oh shit, he's still alive. Thought we were finished.
Yeah, he dispersed.
I'm gonna die.
I think the big thing about the fire at even, I think single target actually, is that combustion and how many ignites you can fit inside one combustion, or how many times you can pyroblast him when your combustion is up.
Yeah. I didn't keep up the buff because I thought he was dead.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I fell a lot. Damn.
I got an upgrade there.
Congrats.
See, like this situation with 2 targets, I don't even know like if you should be AoEing or single targeting, or maybe multi-dotting. I don't know if there's a way. I don't think there is a multi-dot unless you opted for living bomb. Oh, but now we got like 4. There it is.
I got booted.
Yeah, I think we all did. That's that reset there.
That face.
Well, at least you got to dip your toe in the water. Did you get any gear or anything? Other than the
Nope.
heirlooms that you realize scale?
Nope. I'm gonna look at them again and see if they scale better now that I'm out of that.
Okay. And then I wonder if that would allow us to queue for WAD now. I don't know if it boosted you up that high.
Pant. Am I wearing the chest? I'm wearing the chest. I'm wearing the back. The helm. Yep.
It
Yeah, it still
was
says
the
463. That's why I don't understand.
instance reset for the day.
Requires level 1 to 100, right?
The hunter just whispered me. He was like, "Oh my god, I was like 50% plus of the group's damage and I got removed." I was like, "It's just an instance reset, man."
You should have said, yeah, man. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's like tone it down in LFG, buddy. We all just said it, yes. He's still wondering. Yes. It
1 to 100, right? That means I've got the upgrade to
kicked
100, right?
all of us out.
I've got 2 of 3. I guess I didn't put them out. I don't know what that means.
I'm sorry, what was that, cuz? What's up, Nader?
I
Welcome
got
to the
2 of
stream.
3
2 of 3. Oh, yeah,
on the
yeah.
heirloom.
You can
So
upgrade them
I'm
up to
good?
3 times. I do it twice, just to 2, because it'll stop at 100. And then when you get to
Okay, so
Legion, you could just replace all your gear as you quest.
right, but like, all right, so it says it's 496, but the gear I had on was higher. Oh,
Your heirlooms are 496?
that's what it's saying.
Mine are 580 at level 96. It might be once you hit level 91, it'll jump up significantly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're probably right because of the new. That's when the expansion. You flip over.
Right.
Because like you would start WAD at
Oh yeah,
90,
how soon
so
is
like you would like
this
the
is
next
the time?
big leap would be 91. Because it would baseline you for that next level.
I think
Like right now, I'm still
the
wearing like his panda
server
equivalent at 90.
that the dungeons
'Cause that's where
are
the expansion stops.
located on resets at that time every
So
day.
but you're saying arcane, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure how well BOA's stats complement arcane, but it's always solid for me. Like it was just like your rogue. Once you figured out assassination was that kind of like, the one that you can get stuff done with. Like
Gotcha.
that's what that ends up being. You just gotta kind of like feel it out and figure out what it wants you to do. I was trying to say earlier, if you read your talents, that it'll give you an idea of your main abilities and how to use them and stuff.
Well, I
But
mean, yeah, but like,
I would say tell me when as well, but I'm pretty sure tell me when's gonna get hung up on use this ability you don't have yet from your artifact weapon. I think it's called Ruins of Eleth or something like that, or whatever the artifact weapon is. Nader said, laugh out loud, it's a bug with heirloom gear. What's that, Nader? What do you mean?
ah,
Pink Rose says, hi, Nader. And Pete Vega said, hi, Elude. Hi, Pink and folks. Hey, guys, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. We got the whole crew here.
hey guys. Oh shit.
Cuz included this time. Wow. Y'all making me want to start the Stalwart Vanguard.
Said so it's a bug. I wonder if I have to restart or something.
Yeah, what exactly is the bug? I don't understand. That it's not scaling right, or that you have to level before it scales? Because it could just be saying, you're just a high level in the old content right now. And then I think 91 actually transitions you to WAD. I remember waiting for that threshold back in BC, because when you got out of vanilla, like you first enter BC, like at level 58, you're just getting your ass whooped until you get leveled up to 60 or 61, if I remember correctly. And then that gear transitions to the BC heirloom gear, and then you're like, oh, this is much better.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Like, maybe I'm hoping. Well, I mean, the only way to test it out is to see if it moves up from 496.
I never noticed it though, but I was constantly running dungeons and stuff, so maybe my other gear was helping me out. I noticed I quested a lot in MOP, and whenever I did that, I wasn't getting like the dungeon reward gear, the blue stuff. And even when I was specific queuing, I wasn't getting that satchel at the end. And when I wasn't getting the satchel to replace all those odds and end places, my item level fell, and I was just like, I had item level 100 gear, and then I had my item level 500 or something heirloom, and I was significantly weaker. But then this time walking stuff hit, and I started running those, and just yesterday, you get time warp badges for completing them and killing bosses and stuff. I went to the old Dalaran and replaced all those, you know, belts, boots, bracers, slots, and it was like now all that stuff is 560 plus, and it's significant. It's noticeable.
It's noticeable.
Hell yeah. Nader said, yes, pretty much that exactly, Lude. It's a leveling bug having to do with the content that you're leveling through. Once it hits the next level, it'll work itself out. Ah, okay.
I kind of figured that, because like, I mean, even like beforehand, it seems like that would have been a thing before they did the revamp. Because at 90, 91, you're jumping from expansion to expansion. So I mean, that makes kind of sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like you're still getting the gear of Panda level up, but you're in, a higher level expansion.
I noticed too when you hit that max level for those zones, those heroics unlock for you in your random dungeon finder. So like you'll see Mista Pandaria heroic dungeons. And I think that's why it does it too, because those heroic dungeons are supposed to be like, I guess, more difficult. Maybe it has something to do with that though.
I think that's when they first came out, right? During Panda.
Yeah. I would queue as a tank or heals, but I'm like you saw from that run, like I'm significantly weaker than these 110s, so it's really better to have a higher geared tank or heals.
I'm still doing the scenario to get into Draenor. Like, I don't even know. Like, I've only done it like what 1.5 other times, so I really don't even know.
Yeah.
The through here.
On the ally side, like I've never seen that. It's like all night elfy instead of the frosty starting area.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah, you start on Frostfire Ridge on Horde, but you're in Shadow Moon Valley on Alliance. Nader said Blizz doesn't know how to fix it. I've noticed since Kata. It's really not a problem though. I mean, it's just like that one level.
Yeah, I think it's more noticeable now because of the way they revamped everything though. So it makes it noticeable.
And that too, I was thinking, like, if I were to go tanking, for example, in these time walking dungeons, there's a good chance that we'll get even DPS that are as weak as I am, and that makes the dungeon last even longer because of all the scaling business and shit.
Yeah, I mean, like it was just 2 weeks ago when we were doing time walking and the BC content, and even when we went in our mains to get the lockout, like I mean that was rough, and we were pushing the deep.
Yeah. I like it though, like it's making people focus more on what these dungeons are about, like what they used to like, because when you first ran these back in the day, like it was like you hit a wall and you're like, fuck. How do I figure out what to do here? Like you pay attention to the mechanics.
It was very unforgiving. Like if you didn't do that interrupt, or if you didn't burst down the one that enrages.
Nader said right now it's more noticeable than it was. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I agree.
You notice every pull there's that one guy, that one shitty mob that you got to kind of control throughout the pull in order for y'all to be able to take them down. Or that one specific spell that hurts. Like Old Kingdom, they have that Shadow Sickle. The snake, the spider, he like AoE nukes the group, and then if the tank's not interrupting the Shadow Blast from that same mob, then the tank gets hit like a Mack truck for like 80% of his health. And it's like, that's a trash pull. So people don't expect that shit from a trash pull. Oh, we meet again. At least we got 3 110s in the group now. I don't know if that was true last time.
He's gonna out DPS me.
What I like is they can't kick us both cuz we're both lowies. Or maybe they could, I don't know.
They could, they got a 3-man vote on us.
I think there's a timer though. Like there's a cooldown when someone initiates a kick, how long it takes before you can do it again.
Well, this is sad. I'm not getting any of my procs.
What procs are there for the mage? I don't really... Oh, your arcane missiles? Like, your mana saver?
Yeah. My missiles, yeah.
That's fine though. I mean, arcane missiles is really just to conserve mana. Like you could still push good damage without it. It's all about that barrage cleave. Damn, I did it again. I try to key in and do my rotation. I start popping cooldowns. You're doing better than you were. Noticeably better. Sometimes too, it's finding that talent that you were supposed to grab. Like with the paladin here, I don't do good AoE damage in that bursty build I was telling you about. But when I swapped, I noticed a huge increase whenever I was able to sustain high damage in an AoE pool. What's up, mama? Oh no! It's getting real. Oh shit, cuz.
Should I run back?
Yes, yes, actually, yes.
We're like on the third pool. I was like, I probably should just run back. Huh?
Can't even do anything.
Yeah, I kept getting
Oh my
punished.
god! No, no, kitty. Not right now. Shit is getting too real.
Damn.
I can't do anything to help. All my cooldowns are gone.
I polymorphed one, but someone just attacked them and blew that shit up.
We need to kill the healers. Oh, here, kitty.
I've died twice now. Huh? Oh, I might as well not even be in the group. I think I need
Well,
to
this
hit
is
91.
this is why you do need to be in the group. You get the gear and shit from here.
Yeah?
He'll drop something for you.
Cause there next year I came. Also reading moves and shit.
There you go. Pull up Icy Maze, do some homework. That's what I do with the downtime. Sometimes I'm like reading the adventure guide in the raids. Like, what could I have done here? And then these badges too, like that's kind of what I like about time walking as well, is you will get badges, and that's gonna be geared later on. Just by completing this dungeon, you're gonna get like 200 or 500 from that quest you turn in, and I think the gear that you buy is worth 25, I think, for accessories, but like 50 for like the gear items. So you'll be able to buy at least like 2 or 3 upgrades after this dungeon. That's like, those systems are the ones I miss. I heard what was it, Allcraft with Hotted? They were talking to like Asmongold, and I think they actually had Panzer. Her name's Panzer. She's a content creator on YouTube for WoW. And she did like a dev Q&A where she was asking them about like High Mountain Tauren. She's like, why is it that the High Mountain Tauren ride, or the High Mountain Moose Tauren ride a moose mount? Or something like that. It was like, she has some kind of that'd be like a human riding a monkey or something. I thought that was pretty funny. But like, anyway, she was on Allcraft, and they were talking about how I think it was that episode, it may have been another one, but they were talking about how like back in Wrath specifically, you had the Valor token system, where even if you weren't getting upgrades from the content that you were doing, like you had that assured upgrade by collecting those different tokens that you would end up being able to buy gear. And they preferred that method over like the random RNG Titan forging system. And Asmon was saying like, I really loved being able to hit the ceiling, like progressing to a certain amount and then getting your gear up to that level and saying, okay, now my character's done. But he's like, with the RNG of Titan forging and all that shit, like there's never a ceiling. And any scrub off the streets is potentially better geared than you are because they're just lucky. And he said that's kind of like his complaint with the Titan forging. But this, like time walking, the badges system's very reminiscent of Justice tokens and Valor tokens, in my opinion. Like, I like it because it feels like you're never wasting time. You're still working towards something. What's up, Night Tribal Eyes? We got Nader says, because Arcane, you're not just a spam one. A one button spam? What, Arcane's not a one button spam now? Tribal Eyes said, whoa, what's going on here? And Pink Rose said, hi, John. We're doing some time walking with Cuz. We're getting his Arcane Mage geared. He's out DPSing me right now. I need to step it up.
Like 2 seconds, and then you're like, oh, let me hit an extra button.
I forgot to Divine Storm. Yeah, look at that. You got that burst. I'm telling you, man, that Arcane, and as you're doing your Arcane explosion like that, you're still generating those charges. So once you get 4 of those charges, you barrage them off so you can conserve mana to keep on doing it. And Tribal Eye says, hey, Pink Rose. Are you a fancy allied race, or you're human, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know why this was a Wassos, right? So you changed her from a panda to a human?
Yeah.
Man, I would have made it like a Void Elf or something. Or can they even be mages?
Yeah, they can.
To be honest, that Void damage buff, as much as I've seen it in the parties that I've been running with, on details, it only ever makes up like, I guess it's still 5% though, like 5% of their damage. Which, yeah, that's pretty decent for a racial.
It'll like, it's not gonna make it like break the game, like, but I mean,
I feel like Light's Judgment does every 2.5 minutes.
Right, like, but like, in game, I mean, it may give you a slight increase, like overall, if you're comparing yourself to somebody else with the exact same class, but yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I mean, it's not gonna force a lot of people to re-roll.
What I like about Light's Judgment is it's almost like a preach ability, because he very much likes to control everything his character does. So it's really just that, like, you could use it in certain optimal situations to where you make it seem very overpowered. And that's what I dig about it. Or you could just spam it and just be kind of like moderately strong the whole time. But that seems like what the Void Elves are getting. They're getting the moderately strong the whole time thing.
Well, I mean, it's there all the time, so you really don't even notice it. It just becomes part of, you know, their DPS. I mean, it's not noticeable like the actual ability.
Yeah.
And then again, like you don't. I mean, I don't know how that's gonna scale in game. Like when you hit max level, that extra ability that they got.
Yeah. I mean, as you get higher gear levels and stuff, it might matter more. Because 5% ends up being 5%, like, on a really high scale.
I was talking about the Lightforged, the Draenei one. Like, I don't know
Oh
how
yeah,
like
yeah.
the damage is gonna increase in game.
We found out in a party it scales with strength. So the more
Oh,
strength I
really?
get, the harder it's gonna hit. And when I get concordance
True.
on my artifact weapon, if I make sure concordance is up when I pop it, it's gonna hit significantly harder depending on the rank of my weapon.
That's what I was asking. Like, I don't. Is it percentage wise? Because you know, like, I don't
No, it
know.
just
Like,
scales with my strength. As much strength as I get, it gets bigger.
so main stat.
Yeah. And it probably is a percentage. Maybe it's like so much of a percentage of my strength. But I tested it really quick and easy. I took all my gear off, looked at the numbers, and saw what my strength was. And then I saw what Light's Judgment was hitting for, and then I put all my gear on and read my strength. And, you know, maybe that could be like, maybe other stats were affecting it. But it appeared as though the more strength I had, the harder it was hitting.
I'm sure Wowhead has exactly what it bases it off
Yeah,
on.
true that.
I'm sure somebody's already done the numbers.
But I'm pretty sure like crit and haste and that type of stuff doesn't affect it. I mean, I guess it could if you crit more often when you cast it, it's gonna hit like double.
Could, maybe.
Somebody in a party once was saying that there's crit and it hit really hard. I remember looking at my numbers thinking, wow, mine's nowhere near that. Right now it says it hits for 11k. And that's in a 5-yard radius, so the more people I have within a 5-yard radius, the more that is.
Right. You can really use it to its best ability.
Yeah. That's kind of why I like controlling it too, because I can make sure I use it on the next couple of pulls, or right here. Because there's 4 instead of just 2 or 3. And in my mind, all that really does in these lobby instances, like time walking especially, it just keeps me from getting kicked from the dungeon. I'm not like the top of the charts or anything by any means. But I know I won't get removed from my DPS. What do the humans have? I'm surprised, like, a gnome would have probably been better for a mage, right? Because they have, like, the intellect. I don't know if they still work that way, though.
I think humans is just what, reputation across the board?
Ah, okay.
It. Something else, too. Can't remember.
I remember I rolled a paladin because they get mace, I think two-handed mace and two-handed sword expertise. But I don't think expertise is part of the game anymore. Oh no, you get a get out of jail free card, right? Every man for himself.
Oh yeah, we get every man for, yeah, that's right.
That's, I guess, useful in some situations. But not like a DPS increase.
Even still, like...
Kind of like Arcane Torrent for Blood Elves, though.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, even still, Arcane Torrent is like OP compared to even the newer ones, I think.
Yeah, and I was talking about that the other day on the stream, is like, when I interrupt, it's like a 15-second cooldown, but then I also have my stun. But I never realized how often on my Blood Elf pally, like I used Arcane Torrent, until like on this tune I hit interrupt, and I have a macro to where it'll use Arcane Torrent if Rebuke's on cooldown. And I did that often whenever I switched to this guy. I was like, damn, that's a 2-minute cooldown, but fishing for it, like, I fish for it a lot. And maybe that is a sign of how powerful it is, because I'm always fishing for it.
Yeah, it's powerful as shit.
Yeah, man, we're neck and neck each time I check. So it seems like you're figuring it out, or you've already figured it out.
Nah, that was just me bursting all my fucking cooldowns in that phase.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I really like Arcane. It's more of like a strategic game in my opinion, because you're like managing how much mana you have, and you're trying to figure out when to use it all, and then or when to conserve it so you could use it all later. This is kind of like strategic in a sense, like Disc Priest, like you're planning for damage. But then like questing, you just like stay at, what is it, 4 or 5 stacks of Arcane Blast and just like one-shot everything throughout your quest. Evocate and drink in between pulls. Oh shit, I forgot about that. 4 stacks. Nature damage increased by 8%. Oh, okay, that's not bad. Oh, my bad, my bad. Nader said, lol, reread that, Elude. Arcane Mage, PogChamp. Pink Rose says, see you later, have to go out. Alright, Pink Rose. Congrats on the 6 or 7 week old baby.
Oh, rat.
Yeah, man. Pink Rose, they went to the doctor and found out that his wife's 6 or 7 weeks. Or girlfriend. I don't want to assume.
Rocking the boat.
Yeah, I'm not trying to rock the boat. What do you mean reread, Nader? I missed it. I'm sorry.
The nature damage thing, whatever you said nature damage, I think that's what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, no, he said that like 10 minutes ago. I missed it. Like, I read something from the chat. Like, I'll glimpse at it and I'll rewatch the stream later too. And I'll be like, that is not what that said. Like, what the hell am I talking about?
You need to find an add-on where like the chat is either, because you're not doing, are you dual monitoring again? You need to.
Yeah, I got 2 monitor. I got the dual monitor.
Oh, so you gotta have it, right? Because you were single monitoring for a while.
I've been dual monitor this whole time. I'll glance off to the right to see my chat, and when I was at my brother's, I was at a single monitor.
Oh, I thought for like a whole week and a half, like you had gotten back and like you hadn't set that shit up.
No, well, maybe I played 1 session without dual monitors. I don't even remember actually. Like, I don't remember when that was.
I don't know. Like, I don't ask you every time. Like, are you dual monitoring this? So I wouldn't even know when you started.
By default, I usually have them up though, like 98% of the time. If I'm ever just with 1 monitor, it's because I'm mobile. Like, I took it somewhere and...
Yeah. I know, yeah, you had just gotten back and I was like, oh, you're not doing monitoring? No. Like, for a couple of days there, you hadn't fixed it back up. I know.
Oh, right. What I was doing at one point was, like, I'll use my second monitor, my big screen, as a TV sometimes. So I'll put, like, a movie or something up, like, for the kids or the wife to watch, and then I'll play on the laptop monitor.
Nice.
But then I get mad because I'll look over and they're both on their devices, and it's like, what the fuck do I have? Like, why do I got this shit up? I'm not even watching it.
Damn. That was me.
Oh, I can't dispel yet. Oh god. I got my heals, don't worry about me. What's cool, I got Justicar's Vengeance so I can damage to heal. Very nice. Oh, we got more? We need to get this Shaper down. This Rune Shaper must die. Oh! Yeah, he hits so fucking hard. He'll do this AoE, like, spin around and nuke the party bullshit. Charged Flurry, that's what it is. And that poison stings. Healer's on it though. There's that charged flurry again. Nice interrupt.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh, don't die, tank! He's got the poison on him. Well, at least you got the Rune Shaper down. Oh no!
He got this. I wouldn't even do any DPS, barely, so.
Survive! But you were interrupting, pretty clutch interrupts.
How did you know that?
I heard it. The counter spell makes a significant sound.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I've been trying to interrupt on cooldown when I see him. Because at least that's so. If you can't do the damage, you can at least fucking interrupt. You know what I'm saying? I hate when you're running with people and.
Yeah.
Like, they don't. You know they gotta interrupt, and you know they're not using it. It's like, come on, guys. Really?
That's exactly, like, that's what I do. Like, I'll bubble. I'll use my lay on hands. I'll dispel. I'll do everything I can whenever I'm, like, the shittiest. It's like, I saw you have 3 interrupts. I only got 2 off there. You interrupt Welding Beam and Charge Flurry. I put bookmarks on my details, so now I can switch over and I can see really quickly interrupts, CC breakers, cooldowns, dispels, deaths, debuff uptime. Like, I went and was playing with it. I had been meaning to set it up for a while though. Like, you and I were the only ones interrupting at that point though. See, now we got 2 Rune Shapers. This is gonna be fun. God damn it! I need to do something about this control bar and chatting. I need to rebind my chat actually. If I make it tilde key, which is usually what it is if it's not control, I end up silencing every time I want to talk.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I'll turn off my nameplate spine to make V my push to talk. I don't know. I played games where V is for voice.
You could just do that. What's the V right now? Oh, yeah, you could just switch that. Just like, switch that to a different button.
I can do that really quickly here. Let me
like
try it.
Yeah, O or something. Nameplate. Like P would be a good one because it'd be like nameplate or enemy plate.
I gotta turn it off in the game too. Shit. What is it? Interface panel maybe? V? Where is? Miscellaneous? No. Target markers? No. Targeting? V, there it is. Unbind, got it. Cool. KK. Now that's my push to talk. Now I'm set up with my push to talk. That's gonna be weird. Feels weird on my fingers, but I'm gonna get used to this. Or I could just be an open mic mouth breather.
Like I am. Well, I'm not so much as a mouth breather, but you can hear like the shit, like my background sound going off.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'll just set it to open mic. Because I'm open mic on the stream anyway, so my etiquette is there. Hello? Oh no. Hello? Can you hear me, cuz?
Yeah.
Okay, Discord was doing some shit. Alright, I'm just open micing it.
Just letting everything hang out there annoying.
Yeah, man. Part of the cool thing with these time walkings too is like, since shit doesn't die very fast, like you get more, it feels more genuine, like a dungeon should feel. You get longer battles. And then it's just like the longer battles test how well you can do mechanics, which is kind of preparing you for raiding or mage tower or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to keep consistent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, this sucks. What is this called? Runic Focus? I think as we do these are all heroic as well. Requires Arclight Spanner. I need to make myself one of those gnomish army knives. I'm still holding down control to talk. Fuck. Gear spring parts. Okay, how do I make gear spring parts? Once you have an ultimate army knife in your possession, this recipe would create a version without jumper cables you can sell to pathetic non-engineers. Oh wow. How do you get gear spring parts? Okay, true iron ore and black rock ore. Ah, okay. Interesting. Oh, and it gives you plus 10 mining, plus 10 herbalism, and plus 10 skinning. So I need to find out where to get black rock ore, because I think I have true iron ore. Yeah, I've got a bunch of those. I've been farming the nuggets. Oh, this is cool, because I've already got 9 of those black rock nuggets. Oh yeah. Alright, let's do some damage. Nader says, honestly, it doesn't matter now anyways. He knows how to play Arcane Mage. He said, caps lock for the win. Man, I ate one of those Lightning Novas.
So did I.
You could pop a defensive coolie too. And just eat it. I think I'll do that for the next one. My health will barely go down. Yeah, my defensive coolie just ate that whole thing.
What?
No, cuz.
It ate through my defensive cooling and then it ate through me.
What, your bubble? Your bubble's not very strong.
Yeah, it's not.
I figured you'd ice block. Pulls ice block out of spellbook.
You know me so well.
That's funny.
It's not in there. Oh yeah, it is right here.
Check the eyes. Nice.
You know me too well. Like, yeah.
Well, it's obvious too now. Like that, whenever you open your spellbook, it'll be like flashing. It's like this isn't on your bar.
How does it know?
All right, make sure you loot. I don't know if you got anything. I got some gloves actually.
I got a turn in. Oh no, I didn't.
Okay, update. Yeah, I think you get a quest starter that sends you to Dalaran. You could just port there, right? Lucky.
Yeah.
Old Dalaran.
Will it give me experience, that quest?
Yeah, you get experience
Hell
and
yeah.
time warp badges and gear.
I started a scenario, son of a bitch.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you time to do that before we re-queue. I think the queues are going to be going pretty fast. This is what I like. They're incentivizing the 110s to come back and do these for the chest. It's the weekly right now. Yesterday, this shit was popping off because everybody was on it.
I'm sure it'll start like that in the afternoon again when everybody gets home.
Hold on, choose you for what?
The Naru have not forgotten us.
Priesthood. Stand toe to toe. This looks like a DPS. I want the DPS version. I choose you.
Well done. None can hide from the Rangai.
Oh, okay. I'm getting garrison followers apparently. There's a true iron deposit beneath me. I need to find out where the black rock fragments are. Oh, I got some bracers out of that too apparently.
Where is there like somewhere I can put my hearth at? No, huh?
In Dalaran?
No, in where I'm at right now. I think I have to finish this like intro before I can set my
Oh,
stone.
yeah. You gotta get your garrison unlocked.
Or anything. I like even if I found an inn, that would be because like I don't know how to get back here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Like I just got on the island or the world, I guess.
What is it having you do? Are you collecting those marking lumber places and...
No, I'm before that part even. Like I'm doing rescuing people and burning huts, and while Kagdar and the rest went on ahead.
Oh, that. Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if you can get back to that.
I mean, you probably could, but I don't know how to get back to Draenor without. Do I? Well, let's see if they automatically gave me a portal. That would be cool. Nope. No.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Intro quest.
Yeah, I don't think it takes long. You'll probably be fine. That'll give me time to figure out what I'm doing here. I'm making sure to equip all the shit that's not saved to my appearances before I just vendor stuff.
Right.
I actually want to make this ultimate gnomish army knife, but I don't know where to get this black rock ore. It's probably a higher level zone. Is that everything? I think I got everything. Oh, and since we reset, we could do a quick Valentine's Day boss. That's some easy XP. Looks like they're trying to send me back to my garrison. Did you ever get flying in Draenor?
No.
Yeah, neither have I.
I never played Draenor.
It'd be a lot easier to mine this ore if I could.
I skip that shit. Yeah, you still need to get the achievement just like we did in Suramar.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, oh my god. Nightmyre, he's like half of the way or 3/4 of the way through it. But it was too soul-sucking to have to switch and finish all that out. Because a lot of it is questing.
Yeah.
Nader says, have to finish that phase. And then they said, later, dudes. Alright, Nader, take it easy, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, there was something specifically that turned me off on Nightmyre. It was like I had to do a quest chain. No, treasures. I had to go find the treasures. And you're doing that on ground. So, like, you gotta go collect all the treasures on ground. Which is really good money. I remember doing it in MOP and, like, getting very rich.
I remember starting WAD on I will kill day 1 and then logging off and saying, fuck that.
I at least got somebody to match. I got Psycho Crusher up to 110 thinking like, okay, at some point maybe I'll be able to do stuff outside this garrison thing. But like every quest is centric around you building your garrison.
I did do I did run through Draenor. I think it probably was Snowflake, but I'm not entirely sure who it was. I did go through it just to get to just to be ready for Legion when it popped. I don't know who it was. I honestly don't.
I don't know.
I don't either, but I know I had to have gotten through it at some point on somebody.
I'm thinking too, I'm like, at some point I would have had to have gotten everybody through that. But I actually only ever remember Nightmyre and, well, actually I don't even remember Nightmyre. I remember just doing it on Psycho Crusher. So like,
Hello, Commander.
Yeah,
jeez.
Draenor. It's Draenor. Nobody wanted to be there.
Just like mindless questing and dungeon queuing, I guess.
I guess. Like, I remember some of the quests, like, when you're helping out the Frost, tribe, or whatever the fuck they're called. I remember doing those. I don't remember who it was on. I remember doing them. And I remember hating them.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it was like dead. Like, no, you saw almost nobody doing anything in Draenor. Well,
It's
I guess
because it's all phased in instances and stuff.
Yeah. Thank God for conjure mana food, otherwise I'd die after every 2 pulls.
Yeah, it sucks too because as soon as you get done with that, you'll be able to just go throw on that gear, and that'll help you out a lot of it.
What gear? I don't think I got any gear.
Your time walking gear.
When did I get time walking gear?
No, you will. You'll when you get to that Shatrat to turn in that weekly, there'll be that vendor there, or yeah, and then with just the time walking badges.
Don't want no stinking badges. Where are you?
I got 735 gears or badges right now. I don't even know if I'll be able to use those. I figured in every couple levels I can go revisit it and just get more up to level gear. More plots.
For me? Why, thank you, Khadgar. Thank you, Khadgar. You're awesome. Everything is for me.
I'm doing garrison stuff. Ooh.
I have an NPC that I'm supposed to travel with. And I was like, he started moving, so I started following him, and then he did a double back, and then he moved again, so I started following him, and then I realized he's following me. Yeah.
That's one thing I kind of missed was the combat allies. I thought when I was getting those followers, I was like, yeah, now I got somebody to quest with, and it was just like, I guess it parks at your garrison. So I was like, ah.
Yeah, you don't get to see him.
Yeah. I remember wanting that too. I remember wanting, oh, if only these guys could follow you. And they actually did it, and I didn't even notice that that happened. I never gave it its proper, oh, wow, cool. This is a cool thing too. Like, I realize as I'm doing this quest in the garrison, I have a mine shaft I can go get that black rock ore out of, I bet. I'm clearing it of vermin right now. These guys are not pushovers. They are hurting me. Get out of my mine shaft. Get off my train. Oh, there's the big mamma jamma. Stone tooth. How about you don't spin around?
Well done.
Well done. So I went engineer. Somebody in the guild convinced me to do it. I was like, I got the blacksmithing anvil, so I'm gonna be a blacksmith. And he was like, blacksmithing is kind of whack. I was like, yeah, it is. He's like, you know, it's cooler engineering. And I was like, you know what? I've never had an engineer, so the one class that has a ratio to summon an anvil, I'll be an engineer on. I don't know if engineers use anvils. Like, that would, I would feel so validated if that were the case. But I'm pretty sure I don't use an anvil as an engineer. Almost every time I get mind controlled, they use it on cooldown though. I always think it's so stupid. I was like, wait, he's casting something. What is that? Forge of Light. I figured too, I could probably always just switch to blacksmithing if I care. Nice. I got the mine unlocked now. Lunar Fall Excavation. And it dinged me to 97.
Congrats.
New dungeon unlocked, Skyreach. I knew there was more than just 3. What is your dungeon availability look like?
Oh. Let's see.
Are you able to run Draenor dungeons yet?
No.
Okay. It's like a 500 item level, right? Or something like that.
Well, I think it's a level thing right now. Like, I have to be 91 just to see the first one.
Oh, okay. Here's Blackrock Mining Deposit.
You found them.
2 Blackrock or 2 Draconic Stone. Oh, nice. I'm getting it now. Okay. So, how many do I need for this? I think it said like 15. Profs. Engineering. The Secrets of Draenor Engineering. I can make that one. I'll probably wait though. Shieldtronic Shield. Aptly named. Okay, I need 15 Blackrock ore and 15 True Iron ore. I wouldn't guess that I'd probably get 15 out of this thing. If I remember correctly, these don't replenish until like a set time. Watch, I'm gonna get out of this thing and it's gonna tell me, go collect this many ore from your mine shaft, and I will have already farmed it all.
Yeah.
I did really like that about garrisons, but it's kind of what demoralized me too, was that you could just do everything in your garrison with your professions. But it made everybody self-sufficient, so there's like, there's no community around that.
It's still the same way in Legion almost, to a point with class hall.
Yeah, yeah. That's what Panzor was saying. She said that she doesn't like the idea that she goes back to her class hall and she's around a bunch of strangers.
I think I watched that episode, what you're talking about.
It's a recent one. It came out just like the past week or so, I think. But then like a guild order hall would make a lot more sense. Like that would really, I think, create a lot more community.
Right. It'll bond you with your guild members for sure.
Hell yeah.
I agree with that. That would be a good way to go about it.
And then you get the whole name to the face argument that I was saying. Like, you get to actually put a character's avatar to the name you see in chat. So it's like, you can associate that person with that after that.
Right.
Instead of just disembodied text.
Right, and I saw that done really well in Final Fantasy 14 for sure. Like, that was done nicely with their guild houses.
Jimmy Namacon, my buddy I used to work with, he came by the chat yesterday and he said that he had been raiding, I guess, in Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
He said that just mastering his opener took him like a week. It was like a 24 move opener.
Yeah, man.
He's talking about how it's the polar opposite of WoW, where everything's super simple. Like,
Yeah,
it's a lot more in-depth and complicated over there. I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah, my opener on my ninja, two expansions ago was, yeah, it was like, it was a 14 button thing just to open.
I remember you having to swap between the different stances and you showed it to me, but it was all really kind of Greek. Like, I didn't get very far on mine.
Yeah, man, that's just, they put a lot of thought into their end game, and it's funny because, like, it seems like what WoW's trying to do, they did, like, their second time through after the first game failed, but, like, they hit that, they are able to pacify everybody, and, like, the end game raiders, the ones who are just there for mogging, the crafters, like, everything you can get that drops off a mob, is used to craft. or you can sell it. You know what I mean? Like it's not you. There's no gray item. Like they
Uh-huh.
did that really well.
In Final
Like yeah,
Fantasy,
yeah.
like
It's like
everything
there's
has a use and everything's like has a purpose.
right. So like I mean they did that really well, and it's just it's a lot to keep up with. It turns a lot like BDO in a except it's more confined for sure, but
I remember that when I went back and like I was kind of trying to do the catch up game. It seemed like you were 10 orders of magnitude ahead of any progression I could ever achieve. And I was like, well,
well you could get there. It's just very time consuming. Like
yeah. Don't die, don't die.
when invisible, trying to
Nice.
find a place to heal up. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, I'm supposed to kill hundreds of those guys? He hurt so bad.
They tank most of them, so you just single target them down for the most part of it. That's what
Yeah.
I had to do, but yeah, 100, you're like, damn, this is a lot.
How are you?
I don't really care for herbs, but I guess.
See you later.
I got all these herbs now. Don't even know what to do with these. I'm not an herbalist. Or an alchemist or whatever. I guess it's just for the auction house? I don't know. I imagine most people can produce their own mats anyways, though.
Welcome.
Don't know. These sell for 2 I can get a gold. I don't know
Well,
if that's very good.
it's not just that though. I mean, it's our auction house. I went on a couple other servers, even like the one where Belgoon, where our other tunes are at. Their
Yeah.
auction house is popping, man.
Yeah, the different servers matter.
So, yeah, but like I didn't think Belgoon was that populated compared to Kolkira, but I guess it is. It's more so.
Well, that doesn't necessarily reflect the population of the server though, right? It's just how active the economy is there.
That's true. That's true.
But then like they were also talking about that same video. They were saying that gold really doesn't matter anymore. Like there, it's not as important to have gold. Frankie Ponce de Leon says, "Is that your first paladin? What's your main class?" No, and this is my main class, but on my horde side. So like I got a blood elf paladin named Nightmyre. He's 110. I started him in Burning Crusade and leveled him up throughout each expansion up to this point. I've only re-rolled it because I don't have an alliance version, and the allied races, the Lightforged Draenei, seem pretty cool, so I found out they could be pallies, and it feels like it's new because I've never played it this way before in these lobby areas. Of course, at this point now I'm like almost caught up to relevant content. I'm like 4 levels away from Legion. I'm really glad they started doing this time walking stuff at this point right after allied races, because it means you can kind of get help with your 110 friends to do content and things like that, dungeon runs through time walking and all that mess. So even as I level, like at least this week, I can group up with Cuz here and we can run some shit. Battle pets? I don't want to get another one of those quests. It's gonna sit in my log for ever.
Oh, I hit that threshold. Yeah, everything jumped up to 537.
Nice. Okay, so you're good now, huh?
Well, better than I was before, for sure.
Frankie said, nice, same as my paladin, or same, my paladin is my main, the same character since vanilla. Nice. Yeah, if Horde had access to paladin, even in vanilla, I probably would have rolled one. I remember being very envious of my paladin friend on the alliance side. I was a priest, and after I had actually started taking the game a little bit more seriously, I rolled Horde, and I really found my community in Horde, I think. The more of the players that I resonated with played on Horde. So I've ever since then been Horde for life. Until now. Frankie says, I'm currently leveling a Lightforged Draenei Pally as well, simply for the Heritage Armor set. Dang, you know, I didn't think about that. Even as a, if you were Alliance and Pally, like, you'd still have to run the Lightforged up in order to get the heirloom gear. Couldn't you it just as easily be like a priest or whatever else the Lightforged have access to and get the same heirloom set though?
Yeah.
Or do you just like paladins that much?
Oh no, yeah, you're right. I see what you're saying.
Could just have like multiple pallies.
You could have done a priest, or you could have done a Lightforged like mage or
Yeah.
or hunter.
I thought a Lightforged priest would be really cool because disc translates its damage into heals. So you essentially have like a huge 2.5 minute cooldown nuke heal that you can pop off once you get atonement rolling on everybody.
Not only that, it would be pretty sick like if you're when you do go like shadow like and then have that light every 2.5 minute light forge and you're like he's a shadow priest using holding magic.
He's a master of all. Yeah.
Yes. He can do it all. What am I supposed to do? Oh, slay.
Frankie says, I just think I like that the pally that much. Hell yeah, man. I agree.
Pally's nice, yeah. It's very fun. Oh, I'm not a fan of Ret in this expansion, but I'm
It's
a fan
super
of everything
versatile.
else.
Yeah.
I like the heals and I love the tank, so I mean I'm still a fan. Just not of Ret.
I think the only thing that makes me even a fan of Ret is still how useful it is. Like you could still put your greater blessings on people, bop and lay on hands. It's
it's very versatile.
a lot of group utility.
Yeah, a lot of utility. It's very versatile. It's got a lot, but I feel like with the couple moves that they added because of the artifact weapon, like they could have made those look so much cooler and just added on to everything that it already is. I feel like they missed it. And
You don't like the Wake of Ashes?
I feel like with like everything else that Ret has, with like Divine Storm and like the wings, you know, from all the specs, I feel like they could have made that even cooler, and they missed an opportunity.
Yeah. Well, that's also kind of what Inscriptionist was doing too. Like I don't know if you saw my Judgment crits have that Pillar of Fire. Avenging Wrath, you can get like butterfly wings where it's top and bottom. And
But you can get that for the other one, for the other specs as well. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like with specifically Ret, like they missed an opportunity to make it even cooler.
Frankie was saying, I have every class at 110, so I wasn't sure what to level again. So I was like, bleh, Pally again it is. Hell yeah, man. You're a lot like me now. And I thought that we were like anomalies, that we had so many 110s, the few of us that are altaholics as much as this. But
Sound like everybody has them.
Yeah, this guild I'm in, this dude, I think it's Triargo in the guild, said he has 20 level 10s, or 20 level 110s, and like 12 of those are above item level 120, or 930 rather. What is this guy? Artificer Romuel! Look! It's Artificer Romuel! It's Grand Artificial Romuel! He's out here in the middle of the Warlords of Draenor. I'm like this guy's #1 fan. You know why? Here, let me show you. Macro, Daydream specific macros. See this Wildfang runner who's trying to kill me? I'll cast. Light's Judgment. Daydream gives the coordinates to Grand Artificer Romuel for a tactical strike on the Wildfang runner. I'm such a nerd. I have made this macro when I first realized what Light's Judgment was. It's essentially like the ability you get in Argus to call down Light's Judgment.
You didn't notice that? Like, wow.
Well, I had to use it a few times for it to click that that's the same ability. Like, I was like, oh shit, that's really cool actually.
When it first came out, I don't know who, I think it was somebody in that guild. I was having that conversation where like if they ever made a gnome, like a allied race that's related to gnomes, they'd probably get the mech suit for their racial.
Oh yeah, like the Mechano Torque does.
Well, no, like since like the Lightforged Draenei got that one, like I would imagine like that.
Oh
mech suit,
yeah,
like,
yeah, from Argus.
Right, like they get like a 5-second mech suit.
Hell yeah.
Or something, or it comes in like an airstrike. Doom.
What I was saying too is like the the leader of the gnomes is in one of those suits. He's like in the
Yeah.
Mechanic engineer or mecha engineer
Yeah, in
mechanotorque.
the cutscenes, and then like at the end when you see him.
Or even just standing in Ironforge.
Yeah, you haven't done that. I forget. You like yeah, you haven't actually done them yet, have you? You haven't defeated Argus.
What's that? I've done the cinematic on Nightmare, the last boss of Antorus and all that.
Right,
He's
but
my follower.
you haven't seen him ally.
Who?
You.
Haven't
You
seen
haven't done
who
that.
ally.
You haven't seen that cutscene ally where like you get to.
Oh,
when you get
yeah,
to the
no.
embassy.
Right, yeah, I haven't seen that. And I've
Yeah.
kind of been saving it. Somebody was telling me just go watch it on YouTube, and I was like, it's kind of better when you see it after you've done something. So I'm gonna wait
Yeah.
till I do something to see it.
How the hell do you get over there? Is it down at the bottom?
I'm not like a spoilers alert guy or anything like that. I don't really care very much if I hear and have like kind of half spoiled something, but I don't go out of my way to hear spoilers or get exposed to them. There's like something in just seeing it for the first time, you take more away from it, I think.
Yeah, I don't go out of my way to see them, but like if I accidentally come by them, I'm not mad.
Frankie was like, laugh my ass off. That's the nerdiest macro that I've ever seen. But hats off to you, my friend. Bravo. Thanks, man. Yeah, like, I was wigging out a couple of the earlier videos I was doing. Like, I was geeking out in the lobby dungeons casting that. And I would sit there and sometimes, you're waiting for the mood to come off a cooldown, so you spam it. So the chat log just nothing but that emote. Daydream calls down, Daydream calls down, Daydream calls down. And I'm like, fuck. I actually got kicked from a party once, and I think that was why. This one time that I got kicked out of a party.
Because I kept spamming my macro in chat.
Yeah. I was all demoralized. I was like, oh, was it my macro? I'm really sorry. I usually apologize when I do it because I forget that one move is the one that spams the macro. So I'll sit there and be waiting for it to come off a cooldown, and it's like, pa 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 pa. Chat log's full.
You're just so excited to use it, that's all.
Yeah, since then I've made a different macro that just ties it to my Avenging Wrath. There's like a 30-second gap where I'm wasting Avenging Wrath though. So I could probably get, by the end of a dungeon, probably a whole other Avenging Wrath in. But I sacrifice it because I want that Light's Judgment. I don't want to get them to be like offset, the cooldowns to come off a cooldown at different times and not be able to use them together. With allied races, I'm going to have 2 of every class at 110 eventually. Yeah, that's me too, Frankie. I've already did everything on the Horde side, so now I'm starting to amass my Alliance army. I've gotten the Rogue, the Demon Hunter, and now the Paladin here. And then I figured I'd probably eventually roll everything else, but I actually don't know what I'd be really enthusiastic about rolling again. I mean, as I'm leveling, I see a lot of shitty Warlocks, and I'm like, Warlocks are not that bad. And
No,
I think
they're not.
I think that I could probably.
DPS in the game, if played right.
Oh yeah. Well, even leveling though, like some of these Warlocks are really bad just even leveling, and I'm like, well, there's something they're doing wrong apparently, or like I mean, because I know at 110, or yeah, or it could be like the Fire Mage, like maybe it just relies on a certain gear level or something. Right. Of course, like, that could just mean I don't know Fire Mage, like, as far as I know, because, yeah.
Warlock, like,
I haven't seen the Warlocks yet, though, but, yeah, it could be that. It could be just they don't know the Warlock. But leveling, I know I'd probably just be Demonology for the most part, just to get through it. But I'd be curious to see what, like, Destro and Affliction look like. I know I might dip my toe into it in Battle for Azeroth, because that Chaos Bolt... That Chaos Bolt.
Yeah, I was like, oh good. I was like, I'm leveling up for just for that. Like,
yeah, you showed it to me. I was like, oh wow, that is kind of nice.
Yeah, man. That reminds me of like old Killer Instinct Gold type of graphic looking thing.
Yeah, like Cinder if he was like fell infested. Cinder.
Yeah, like oh man, that shit was awesome.
But like I've noticed in those Battle for Azeroth videos, like. There's almost every group had a Warlock in it, one of those Destro locks.
Oh
So
yeah, because it looks cool.
maybe maybe that's gonna be the hero class in Battle for Azeroth instead of demon hunters or death knights or monks. We're gonna have
Well,
warlocks revived.
it'll see what happens because like there's a lot. It's just alpha.
Yeah, true that, and that's a fair point too because a lot of these alphas that have come out before are nothing like what the retail ends up being.
Right. I mean, it just comparing that one graphic. As long as they keep that in game, we're still gonna flock to the destro. But
Yeah,
like, we don't know what else is gonna be out there. That was just the first leak. You know what I mean? Like, there might be other graphic changes.
hell yeah. That's what I'm really hoping for is the addition of some of these other classes, unique spell casts and shit like that. Preach was saying it's gonna be the tortoise race is gonna be the master race. He's like, screw the fox Vulpin people, the tortoise race, the turtle race. I forget what they're called. They're like Tortor or something like that.
Yeah.
He's gonna be Tortor master race.
I don't know if they're.
I don't think they've
I
announced that it's coming out, but
I, th-
the Vulpin
I feel
is.
if, I feel if like if they do go Volpera, like that has to be allies, so the allies can get like kind of like what they did with the goblin. Yeah, I mean with the goblin, the blood elves and the void elves.
Yeah, like there's gonna be an opposite to it on Horde, or
Well, no, I mean it would have that. It seems like since Horde's already got the goblins, like Volpera would probably go alliance, but I'm still sketchy to see. Like I don't know how they would fit that race into.
oh, I think I know what you're saying. Like goblins have no opposite to them on Alliance, but the
Right, and
Volpera
like
could potentially be
and
that.
well, Volpera is actually the same skeleton structure. Like they just have that Volpera skin on top of it.
Ah, okay.
But I'm not like. I'm hesitant to say that they're gonna be in the game because I don't know. I just don't see Blizzard doing that. They may do it eventually, but I don't think they're gonna do it right away. I think they have
I
other.
thought that was confirmed that they were.
No, that was just data mine that those skins were in.
Ah,
Like,
okay.
but like if they're gonna be a reputation like.
And it's not just the skin either, though. Like there's other things associated with that class that they've data mined too. I thought.
No, they just got the skin and people.
Oh,
The way that they data mined it, they found them being used in one of the like the character model viewers.
uh huh.
That's how they were like tweaking that particular model and making different variations of it.
Yeah.
So everybody automatically assumed, well, that's going to be one of the new races because it's in the character model viewer. But apparently, someone brought up the fact that, like I guess last expansion when they started doing character model revamps, they said that we're going to be using this toolkit for future races, but doesn't necessarily mean we're going to bring them in as an actual playable thing. It's just
Yeah.
easier for us to go in and like when we're making character models for NPCs, it's
To
easier
just
to
use
use
that.
it. Right.
Okay.
So that's
And
what
then
they
also
data
like
mined.
that kind of
Yeah.
shows them how it's gonna look in the game.
Right.
But
for them.
like that could just be too like I think a lot of this data mine stuff is just them putting in shit to throw people off the trail. It's like
Oh.
smoke and mirrors. It's like let's
Right. I
get
mean-
them talking about this while we do something
Right.
over here very important that we don't want to get leaked.
Right. But I mean, they've already confirmed orcs, so like I just have a hard time fearing that like, all right, we're gonna get orcs, right? Or someone is like the red orcs from Draenor, or the brown ones for that matter.
Yeah.
And I mean, if Colturians are eventually the other human races confirmed eventually, which is still not, that means like I don't see who else they're gonna give the Volpera to. You know what I mean? Like he's
Yeah.
pretty much said orcs are coming. So I don't see like what race they would be as a counterbalance to that at all.
There's gonna be a third faction? What? No.
Yeah,
Battle
and then,
for
like,
Azeroth clearly shows 2 factions battling, 3
and then in
factions
the-
once
in that
releases.
podcast, somebody brought up, and I've said this to you before in previous conversations where I think everybody's against it because they're like they don't know how it would work, but like I've said this before, it would be really neat if they could figure out how to implement story-wise and game-wise. I guess it would make a lot of people upset though, but if we're one of the factions or one of the races switch sides,
Uh-huh. Kind of
think that
like
would-
with the Pandaren, but like except the opposite. It's like you
Well,
don't
yeah, but like,
choose that they switch; they just switch on their own. Well,
like,
that's kind of following the pirate theme too. I remember games like was it Arcade? Like there was actually an outlawed or excluded pirate like faction, and if you were like somebody that fucked around a lot in the towns and got your reputation low enough, like you were exiled even from your own faction, and your major city stuff that you had to do, you had to go out to Pirate Island where everybody else is a pirate and potentially like get killed by these other people who are lawless. And that was like a whole thing in the game. I thought that was really cool. I'd never seen that anywhere else. Still haven't seen anything like that. They had
I'm
that
at the,
trial system and all that.
yeah, I don't mean to change the subject, but
Oh,
real
that's all
quick,
good.
I'm at the part where I played where I bought WAD and I logged in and I played like the first dozen quests. I'm at the part where I quit. And I can see
Oh,
why I
you
quit.
remember why?
Yeah. I remember, I'm like, we've done this before. I remember saying it, and like, we've done this type of thing before. It was nothing new. I was very upset. It feels like Panda all over again.
Well, you don't go back in time to do things different. You can only do
Right,
things
no,
the way
but
they
like,
happen.
right, but like, it was like very, like, this is where I was at. This is the exact part where I quit, and like, I logged
So,
off, and I will go.
well, I'm curious, like, what specifically is it that pissed you off? Like,
It was this part because, like,
well, I mean, like, what part is it? Like, I have no
it's where
context.
you're running with Khadgar, and then like you got to do all these missions to set up your base. Like you were like, oh no, get away from this, and we got into the trap, and you got out of the trap, and then I'm about to die. Ice block.
Survive.
Yeah, and then like I just remember feeling like all the hype for like a new expansion, and then you get in and it's very reminiscent to how you start Panda, and I remember just
It's like, oh, they rehashed all the old stuff.
and but it's not even like old stuff. Like I wouldn't even be mad, but like it was from the last expansion. Like they didn't even wait an expansion. Like we went in Panda, we did the little scenario where you go in, you set up the camps, and then you run out the opposing forces, and then like
It's essentially
very
Argus,
reminiscent of
right?
that.
Like you do the same kind of
Yeah,
idea on
you do,
Argus.
you do the same thing in Argus, but like you have the Broken Isles and Broken Shore in between. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally went and did the same intro to the expansion. You know what I mean? Like it's the same intro as Panda, and that's what pissed me off. And then I didn't like how Destro was playing either, so that was another thing that compounded on top of that.
Yeah, most of WoD was just for the people who were reminiscing about BC, and it's almost like what they did with Azeroth in Takata, where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, this is the world you know, but look at it this way.
But yeah, I guess, but then they went right after the next. I mean, it's I feel like it's a cop out because then they gave us BC like revamped with Legion. The Legion is basically almost BC time. Part 2 where you're finishing off the Legion story. I feel like that's kind of a cop out in like how they explained it or how people go about talking about it.
Yeah.
Because like I mean like you really didn't have to give us the homage to BC if you were just gonna give us the second part.
Later, Pete Vega. Sorry.
The Legion right after that.
Pete Vega's taking off. He says, see you later. Appreciate you stopping by, man.
Wow, I'm getting my butt handed to me. This guy's no joke.
Yeah, I'm like, as far as rehashing content and like not really switching it up a whole lot and everything, I'm kind of surprised on the Alliance side here specifically. Like I I just realized that this is Shadow Moon Valley whenever I started setting up my garrison and shit here, and after realizing Shadow Moon Valley has changed so much, I'm actually kind of surprised like how much the zone doesn't feel like Shadow Moon Valley. Like it's the exact same amount on the map and all that, but all the vegetation and the sky and the mobs and all that stuff is completely different, and it like goes to show you how easily I'm fooled, I guess, because I'm kind of happy with it. I don't mind this.
Yeah, but like the Horde was on. They weren't in Shadow Moon Valley,
Yeah,
were they?
the Horde there in Frostfire Ridge. Like I don't even know what the parallel to that is in BC. Like I know that a lot of the places I avoided in BC, like um, what was it? I can't even remember it. Like the
Well,
top right continent um, had all the spiky mountainous kind of
right.
area. I want to say Bladefist, but that's not right.
I mean, you did look at the map. It
Oh, true
seems
that.
like
There's all this shit going on though.
Negran is still named the same thing. Hellfire Peninsula looks like it's Kanan Jungle.
Oh my god! We just got murdered. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Tanan Jungle is Hellfire Peninsula, and then
Oh, I see. Gorgond is Netherstorm.
right.
Shadow Moon Valley. Is the
Shadow
map
Moon Valley.
even changed?
Yeah, I'm sure it has like
Okay, north of Frostfire Ridge, Blade's Edge. That's the one I was talking about. That's the spiky mountainous zone. So that's why I don't recognize Frostfire Ridge. That I know for sure because I'd never liked or as soon as I got to Blade's Edge, I would try to get out
Right.
as quickly as possible because I hated that zone. But then like Gorgon here actually got broken off and like started drifting off into the void and became Netherstorm.
well, not into the void. I think it was into the twisting nether, but yeah.
Oh right, yeah. Because of all the demonic shit probably happening there. But that's Gorgon now, and Gorgon is where the Iron Docks is, Blackwood Foundry. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I remember questing in this zone. Or yeah, no, I do. I think we ran together in this zone. I was on Furiosity, come to think of it. I know this zone, and my hunter ran through here. Okay, so that Gorgon is. I think that's also Blade's Edge Mountain, like a piece of it. Let's see, Nagrand is still Nagrand. I really love Nagrand. I don't know if I've even seen it in WoD. Yeah, I'm not sure if I even know if I still like Nagrand now. Talador, what the fuck is Talador? Shatrath ended up becoming Talador? Or Terracar Forest, okay, I see. Yeah, I never actually drew these parallels. Like to me this was always new content. So like I never thought of it as being Outland when I was there.
Well, you've never been a huge lore guy, so I mean
Yeah.
that's understandable.
Yeah.
You
Like
never,
the
like
story's
who are you
happening
saying?
in front of me and I'm like,
Like,
oh, this is all
Remember
new.
where you at when you realized that lights, whatever, is the same thing that we get in Argus, like probably
Like
level 45?
I think I was still in the 20s. I was still
Uh-huh.
I remember using it in I want to say Black Fathom Depths. That's like a level 20 dungeon or 30. But yeah, it took me a while for that to click. And then like right
Yeah.
now I just like wigged out because I saw Grand Artificer Romuel. He was just Romuel here, but he was like the initiator for a rare. So I had to do something. I had to protect him while he was working on an artifact. And this rare came up and tried to kill him and I killed the rare. So like for me that was like a really lucky treat. So like I
Right.
guess with the way I play the game, like I'm always able to get surprised like that whenever things like that
Yeah.
I've drawn
You're,
parallels to like
you're like
oh
you're like the one who never studies, and then like you come up like to this, like these realizations on your own, like they're very just happenstance. Like, oh, is that how that works? I didn't
yeah
know. And then like, well, you know, if you pop out like icy veins, it's the first thing they tell you.
yeah. All I do is I look at the I'm a picture book reader. Like you can read the letters
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
words and all that stuff, but I'm more of a pop-up book and
That's
picture
why.
book kind of guy.
That's why mostly like out of all like the races so far, like you feel at home with the orc because that's you. You're like, oh.
Exactly, like a grunt mentality. And that's actually why I used to roll orcs, is because I always thought of myself as just like a grunt.
So, question: would you, if they do give us these Draenor, the ones that you're looking, these type of orcs, are you gonna do any like a race change? Would you do it? Would you pay money like what is it, $15, $20, $30 for it, or would you stay green?
Um, I that's a good question. I've had like all my tunes are orcs, so like,
Like
well, or they have
right,
been. So
right. But,
I would have to do that with all my tunes if I did.
but
I
that's what I'm
wasn't
saying,
even
like,
sure if I'd want the upright orcs whenever they came out. Like, I
yeah,
actually
like
don't
so
know
like
until I decide. Like at
I
the
was
moment.
watching I was watching Preach and Ghost talk about it, and I was like, huh. It's like they're like, yeah, everybody want, you know, you saw those, and like, why do we have to be green? And it's like, oh, because we're fell, and you know, it's been such a hype on the forums for so long that everybody wanted to be like a brown orc.
Yeah, I
And
wanted the red orc when I saw the follower for the
and
shaman.
I think that'll be one of the colors. It'll be brown, red, and probably like a
Yeah,
white or something like a gray.
I wanted my warrior to be red like that. I thought it made
I
more
don't know if they're
sense.
gonna have that deep crimson red that we saw from, you know,
Yeah,
from that,
I was thinking
but
white
they'll
hair with the red skin looks legit.
it does. But I'm sure they'll have like some kind of variant of that, of a darker, like of a red brown
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't know if I
Oh,
would
shoot.
though. I don't know if I would pay for a race change, but like I'm going to, like I have to because if I want anything that's gonna be what is it? High elf, night elf, or nightfallen? What is it? Fucking
Nightborn.
Nightborn. Yeah. Like I was looking at that and I was like, I'm not gonna level double of the same tune. So what I was either gonna do is I was gonna change one of my current guys over to Nightborn, or if I wanted the heirloom gear, I would just level a Nightborn and change one of my pre-existing 110s to Alliance. So I'm either gonna swap one out for
That
Nightborn or faction change,
right.
and that may be what I do with
And
the
it's the same,
orcs.
and it's almost the same price. I think race change is 25, and the other one is 30. So I mean, it's $5.
At this point, I've leveled enough tunes though to where I probably should just like faction
Yeah,
change and race change at this point because leveling isn't giving me much more benefit than this one experience I'm
even
having right now where everything's is new. Like I can't imagine doing this again, 10 more times. I'm not
right.
going to do that
And
because I've
I
already
was
done
thinking
it
like,
14 times on the horde side.
right. And I was thinking like, you were telling, we were having a conversation the other day, just last time we were on, well, we were chatting anyways. And you were telling me about the queues and how like, you know, you do like so much of questing and then you do, you know, you hop into a queue. And I was thinking, yeah, I've tried that on a void, and then I realized, oh, he's tanking and healing on the side. Because my queues aren't like that. Like, they don't fill that void for me. Like, sometimes I'll have like a 20-minute queue and be sitting there for 40 minutes on a
What I
void when I'm by
do,
myself.
if I'm like progressing through a zone and shit and like it's a zone that I want to actually quest in,
Right.
is I'll go ret and then I'll just DPS queue so I have enough time in between
Right. But
to
like,
get
I'm saying
quests
that
done.
I
But
have like the
then,
opposite problem. Like,
well, like
I'm,
like what I'm like let me whenever I finish the zone that I care about, I'm like, okay, fuck questing, I'm kind of done with that, and then I'll
right.
just go down the specific dungeon queue and knock out all the quests that I didn't get whenever I was random queuing, and that
Right.
boosts me out of the expansion.
Nice.
So
But like, but
that
that's
was
what
helpful.
I was saying, like, I really can't do that on a void because all my queues, unless I have a tank or a healer with me, it's all the same. Like, I have those 30 to 40-minute queues on just a single
Yeah.
DPS.
You'd have to
I
get
did
somebody
notice,
from the guild or have me run with you in order to get
I did
those.
notice that, like, when I do it, like, late at night, for some reason, the queues actually pop faster for me during that time, and I don't know why.
That's
I guess
prime
'cause
time when everybody's playing in Texas, I guess.
well, no, but like, I'm talking about, like, 2 in the morning, like, that's when my queues are
Oh,
start.
maybe it's
For me,
like the Brazilians or something. The
well, I was
Portuguese.
thinking that was probably when everybody locks out, and then, like, late in the morning, and the only thing left to do is to level something.
Yeah, could be that.
What the fuck am I doing in here?
I had to read, so I got distracted. Sorry.
I'm trying to find out where this quest is at. I'm still in this like scenario looking thing, and it's
Everything's
like
so
slow.
cinematic and RP.
It's not even cinematic. It's just I guess I should say phased. I'm in a phase.
Yeah.
I can't find it. I can't get to an end.
Oh, it's hot. Gotta turn this heater down.
I want to get to an end so I can. Oh my god, he's hurting me. Why is he?
Don't die.
I'm gonna die. I don't have any cooldown. I don't even know what to do. Ow. Oh, any potion? Oh, he's coming at me. Ice block. Nope, don't have ice block. Oh.
It sounds fun. Like I like how leveling's not just a rollover
Look at my
anymore.
health. Can you look at my health real quick? Look at.
Yeah, 2.2%.
Oh, I fucking did. Oh no. Run. Oh,
Oh
someone
shit!
get no.
The size of her wings. Urel.
Kago, you were first time. Wow, I guess I've never seen this before. When you die.
Yeah,
Oh,
Khadgar.
really?
Yeah. That saved me a couple times.
A mage came and finished him off. I got him down to like 5%. And he just watched me die too.
It's like the
Bearded,
honor thing to do. You've seen Japanese animes where it's like, no, I must take this foe on by myself. Stay out of it,
But, like,
Kakashi.
But then like, I got him down to 15%, I die, and then he finishes them off.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
And you know what the worst part about it was?
What's that?
When he took over my fight, the boss got him down to 40%.
Maybe that's
So had I not been there, he would have died too.
So he was just letting you do the heavy lifting while he finished it off. He's
Well,
like, might as well take
like,
this the rest of the way.
He could have saved me because like I ice blocked and was down at what would you say I was down at?
2.2%.
And he came in after that, and he still watched me die.
I would write him a very long letter in a whisper conversation. Dear Sir, Madame, it was on this
Only
day.
on that little village, like the Chinese gold farmer.
Yeah. It's more efficient if he gets most of the killing, and then I finish him off. Like a really hard. Yeah. So racist. Need to stop.
Actually, it's stereotyping, but who's
Racist.
no, it's stereotyping.
Stereotype is racist.
Not the same thing, but okay.
We're a multinational, multilingual stream here. I had a German dude yesterday come by and he was like, oh, German is my first language, and like he started speaking in Russian, actually with Russian, and I just Google translated it. And he was like, oh, you understand Russian? And I was like, no, Google Translate. I actually typed something like, I just used the almighty Google Translate to find out what text you had written in my chat or something, and I just like pasted it.
That's the one I was trying to link. Sorry, the second one.
Yeah, I was talking about that too in the stream. I was like, look, it's Stalwart cologne, and it makes you more elusive by increasing your dodge.
Wow.
That's that Elude Stalwart cologne. The musk of the stream right there, guys.
So if I had like done 2 more quest progressions on I Will Kill, I'd have been like, oh look, that might have kept me going into like tangent.
All the lowbie leveling gear too, if you're in like the vanilla dungeons, like you get the Stalwart leggings of the bearer, or
You don't own Stalwart.
well, it's actually part of the trademark LLC.com. Everything's said on the stream, all rights are reserved. Let's see Talladega Nights where he did that. Shit was funny. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. The quest text always eludes me. What was it? Life kept talking shit. He was like, "You're so lewd, Elude." He's calling me lewd. I was like, I don't know the meaning of the word. Quite literally. Oh, I think I let her die. Damn. I'm sorry. Let's get out of here. I was on an escort. I didn't realize it. So, now's our chance. I thought 5 minutes ago was our chance.
I always think of what was that that one parody that I was
the abridged SAO.
Yeah.
That's what I do when I quest. I get the abridged version.
I always think of that, like when I see an escort mission or someone starts talking about fucking escort mission.
Yeah.
And it's like the first episode where they talk about it. He's all like, "Didn't y'all see the movie? Well, I don't even remember what the movie's called. Siren? No." Or he kept showing them the clip.
Scanners? Yeah, Scanners.
Yeah, Scanners.
He's like, have you ever seen Scanners?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically that.
Yeah.
They're like, ah! Then they start panicking.
Yeah. So that's like, after he turns everybody into what they really are, if they're female.
Yeah.
All the female characters into male.
I'm weirdly okay with this. Yeah, me too. I like the crafting. Like, the crafting, whenever she goes like, okay, I'll make you this now. It's like, crafting. And she's like hitting button combinations.
Yeah.
It's all epic and shit.
It's funny because, like, when that first came out, that was a big meme in Final Fantasy 14, because that's exactly
Yeah.
how it feels.
That's what I was thinking
exactly
whenever
how
I
it
was
feels.
like, that's how crafting in Final Fantasy is.
Yeah, it's
I remember
exactly
seeing
that.
you, I don't know what it was, but you'd always sit down and pull out this kit, and then you'd start like doing different button combinations and shit.
Oh my god, yeah,
I'm
man.
like, what the fuck is that?
Leathering. Yeah,
Leather?
man,
Tanning or whatever?
they're all like that too, and like you really have to get multiple like classes in order to unlock the moves you need. It gets really complicated, man. That whole fucking shit. I
Waiting
remember
for
it was, like,
procs
someone-
and shit?
Yeah, like, cause like you gotta hit certain moves to go back and forward, and to hit procs, and to get your energy up, or to use energy correctly. It's
Yeah.
freaking crazy how crazy that shit is.
I liked fishing in BDO. That's kind of like a simplistic version, but like
Oh, where you
that
just,
was
like,
at least
do it and walk
interesting.
away?
It's like the bigger the fish, the bigger the combination you gotta put, like WASD. It'll be like SSSWWDDDA. And you're like, oh shit! And then the fish got away. Fuck!
Oh, I think that guy died. Oh no, he survived. No, that's me. I let the hunter die. Well, I didn't let him die. He just died.
So is this karma? Was this the same person
No,
or?
I was hidden. No.
Oh.
The other guy. Asshole.
So did you get your garrison yet, or are you still doing the initial scenario?
I haven't stopped doing it. It's just slow going because I'm a fucking glass cannon.
No worries, no worries.
I'm barely like, I think I'm at the part, not even at the area where you, well no, it's alliance, so it's different. I was saying I'm not even at the area where you do it, but you said it's shadow, whatever.
Shadow Moon Valley, yeah. I
I'm
think
at-
you
I'm at the part-
I think Khadgar teleports you, so you'll know.
Yeah.
But it was weird for me, like whenever I didn't realize it was making that transition. Like I'll be like deep into doing that scenario and shit, and then all of a sudden like I'm in Shadow Moon Valley thinking I'm still in that scenario.
I'm at the part where we're about to jump on the ship, and so we're getting close to there.
Ah, okay. You got the explosive hungry dwarf there.
Not yet.
I love that part.
Oh yeah, we're.
He's like, oh, look at the sparks. He's like getting all like his jollies off and shit.
I'm right after that part. I'm at, where you're at the top of the thing shooting down, and they're like, kill this, destroy those cannons.
Oh yeah, you're almost done then, huh?
Yeah.
I will meet you back at Twilight Glade.
Thank
It's weird,
God.
though, 'cause
Done with this
LVI
escort.
LVUI is weird because it's like it's got all the nameplates now, so I can't see the cannons really well.
Oh, okay. You could toggle it off, right? I've moved mine quite a bit. I moved like some shit around yesterday that had been nagging at me. You get these quests, like one of them specifically out here, you gotta fill up a jar with mushroom juice or something, and the jar's like right up where my Dougie arrow is, and like any kind of extra quest or extra action button does that. So I move that shit off to the side and rearrange my loot. My loot too. Like if you got something you
Oh, I
gotta
hate
roll
that
on,
shit.
I move that
Yeah.
off to the left.
Yeah, that it was like right over to the right, over
Yeah.
my quest log, and I hated it. I moved it up center, like top center. So, cause like I hate like
Ow, my
Like, I
elbow.
kept-
Jesus.
I kept getting like Legos, and like I wouldn't know I had Legos until like a few hours later, and I opened the bag. Oh look, there's a Lego here.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't look over to the far right.
Oh,
to look
man.
where my quest log is.
What a nice surprise that I wish I would have known. Yeah.
Remember that happened to me, and I told you I didn't know if I was I got it or didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know, like, and I even tried to go back over the chat log to see when it appeared. Nope, and the chat log timed out, so I didn't know.
It's like stealing your thunder. You didn't get to celebrate.
Right, so actually, on Ethereum, for sure, I went over and made a loot chat box just for loot.
Nice.
Just so it wouldn't delete on me, like, because, you know, chat after so many things, it'll time out or whatever.
Yeah, it clears your messages. Or if you log out and log back in. Some of it, like the social stuff saves, but like the loot and all that other stuff kind of deletes.
Right, so I made it on my, where it just shows nothing but loot. And so it doesn't usually clear unless I log out.
I think Curiosity has that. I did the same thing, probably for the same reason, but yeah, I rearranged my UI elements, so I think it makes better sense now.
Like, I have an add-on, I've got LVUI telling me that the add-ons part of it, the skins, is out of date, and
Yeah.
I have to go find out where that add-on is on their website.
It pops up on Twitch. The Twitch client will download it. Yeah.
I just need to get on Twitch then. Maybe after I'm done with this stupid-ass scenario.
Yeah, there've been quite a few updates lately.
Details, that day that you told me about details, that fixed it.
Ah, okay.
So mine was just like glitchy or something. Now, and I noticed it because I got on my hunter.
Yeah.
And it started loading it right.
I try to do it every day. I'll try to do it before I start the stream. I'll bring up the Twitch thing.
Yeah, I tried to remember. It's just it's on a different part of my Windows. Like I don't have it on my desktop.
Yeah.
So I actually gotta go manually do it.
I put it on my taskbar. Yeah, my taskbar has OBS, Discord, Twitch, and then like Notepad and Paint and like a few other things I need on the fly.
I mean everything. It's on when I hit the Windows button. It's one of my apps I have saved up there. It's just I don't like to have my desktop cluttered.
Hey, Sauron the Noble. Why was I reading that novel? I was thinking of the lore guy novel. Yeah. I was like, what? How did he get the novel title?
he spoiled me to 2 of the scenarios that are coming in BFA because I accidentally watched them while I was eating like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
But the way he narrates, dude, it's just. I did not hate that I got spoiled. Like I was just laughing my ass off the way he was freaking out to the on the Alliance side.
Oh no,
really? He was Horde side. He was doing the Horde side, and he was giggling and making all these references, and like I don't know if he planned out like he just did it right there. He was playing and narrating.
Yeah.
I was like, God, he's just awesome.
That's cool.
Like,
I need to show novels some more love, I think, because I haven't really watched any. Bellular, I watched 1 or 2 of his videos, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna sub to this guy, but kind of like fell off of watching his stuff.
Well, if you watch anything of novel, like, and you don't mind one spoiler, like, do the Horde side of wherever they're going to meet the Zandalarian one. He did, like, you don't get to see the videos because, like, the alpha has them all turned off, right? So, like, it's like a placement holder, but you'll get to see him running through, and his comments just, I had such a good time watching that particular video. Like, every reference he was making to Lich King and everything else, I was just like,
do you have a link?
Happy.
I'll put it in the stream so anybody listening can watch it too.
I can go get it though. It's his novel.
Oh, okay. I could probably I'm in a safe space right now. I could probably Google it too. But it was his most recent one, or?
It was like, yeah, within the last week or 2 weeks. I'm looking at his videos right now.
All right.
It's
Novel 87.
Let's see. All right, so it's the Horde scenario into Zandalari. Yeah, that one. It's like it's on the second.
24. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that one. That one. Like, there's an Alliance version, and that one too. But yeah, the Horde one. Just his reaction. It actually just it made me want to play the whole game like again. Like, oh, I need to get on WoW like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his reaction to everything that was happening and like his excitement.
Nice.
Was so giddy.
I love that when you you could tell when someone's doing something they're passionate about or something that they care about.
Yeah, and like with him, I don't like I said I don't know if it was planned, like if he did it beforehand or not, but it seemed like everything he was pointing out, it was just like on the fly, and it was just awesome. It made it even epic. Like it was one of those epic videos. His
Nice.
other video wasn't close to it. Like it was so interesting and fun to watch and fun to watch see him geek out, but it was nothing like the Horde video. That video was awesome.
Okay. I'll probably watch it today whenever I take my break. Here in about 14 minutes. Oh shit, don't die.
I barely got to the part where I'm picking up the flags to build the garrison.
Kill Moss K9.
This area, Shadow Moon Valley, it's night and day compared to Frost. Like, that one's so depressing.
Oh, I actually like Shadow Moon Valley.
No,
The Frost Ridge one, yeah.
I'm saying that. That's what I'm saying.
It seems like Shadow Moon Valley has a lot more hubs. Maybe it's because like they're established towns and cities and shit. But like Frostfire Ridge is more like desolate, like snowy.
Depressing. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's weird because, well, I guess this is like a Draenei zone. It's less like I thought it was a Night Elf zone when I first got out here, and I'm not a fan of the Night Elf zones, but other than it being nighttime, it's definitely a Draenei zone, and I dig that.
There's no Night Elf zones. Like the Night Elves aren't on Draenor.
Yeah, back in BC there was Zangermarsh, and that was painful. Like I didn't like Zangermarsh at all.
Right.
That's what I thought this was gonna be. But this is like my first time. I think I probably came out here on my Horde side tune, but I was in the Horde territory, and it was for a short amount of time because I was leveling out of the expansion at this point, I think. Or maybe I was just trying to get a couple extra levels. No, this is the Alliance starting zone, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have came out here. Tannan Jungle may be what I'm thinking about. One of them has like the Exodar presence.
Yeah. No, the Exodar, the Eridar, the Draenei did land here for some reason or another, I think.
Yeah, or this is where they come from, isn't it? Or
No, this is where orcs come from.
yeah, but that's where the Draenei were too, right?
I'm not sure if they land. I think they did land here, but no, they're from Argus.
By the time you get to Burning Crusade, like the Shattrath city's made up of like the Draenei. That's like their home, right? Or is Argus is like they landed on Argus, but like
No. Argus is their birth world. They fled from Argus, and I think they found Draenor. I'm not entirely sure. And then I think what happened was Kil'jaeden followed them and found Draenor, and that's how like the orc world got, like, because Kil'jaeden was trying to get to the Draenei, and I think that's how he got to Gul'dan, the orc. And then the Draenei had to pick up and leave again.
Oh, okay.
And then that's when they found Azeroth. Well, they crash landed on Azeroth. According to all the jokes that the females tell you.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's how it played out. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure on how with the Draenei, if it was just a small group of them that landed on Draenor, or they actually made a pit stop. And
I just like their feel, their kind of like theme. I really enjoy. And I was doing a quest in Shadow Moon earlier, where they were telling me a little bit about the Draenei, and they said that a lot of their technology is a mix between their spirituality, their science, and their there was like 3 different things they said, and I was like, oh yeah, it is kind of like that. Like they had the artifact kind of technology. Oh, art.
Right.
So they like their technology is a culmination of all their art, their spirituality, and their science.
Right.
And like that's why it's all like crystals and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. He was making a cannon or something. He was trying to, I forget what even the quest was about, but it was getting materials for this big ass crystal machine that they were building. And it did something. That's something like I don't really know. But like I like their themes, like with the buildings and all that shit. They're like,
I helped him build stuff. Like I didn't need it to happen, but I was helping him.
I just remember the XP being good. Like, oh, that was decent XP.
I remember the sound of what it was when it said quest complete.
Yeah. Well, I actually changed the voice on Dougie, so now it's like the Draenei female. She's like, well done.
Done.
Well done. I tried to pick Draenei when I initially changed it, but I made it dwarf. So she'd be like, good job. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that don't sound Draenei. The whole time, like, I ran around for like a day with a dwarf female completion sound.
Good
I was
job.
like, oh, Draenei and dwarf are right next to each other.
Nice.
That's how I used to do Carbonite though. Like any race that I was playing, that class had that race's quest completion
Yeah,
sound.
I do that with Dougie too. I always go and change it.
I didn't know you could do it with Dougie until then. Like that was the first time I changed it, I guess. I was like, oh shit, it's right here. And I'm always an orc, so it's always just we're complete. It's like we're complete. That's my orc voice. We're complete. That's how I do my dwarf and my orc voice. 3 viewers, down from 7. Sometimes I'll do that. I'll like say something stupid or like make a dumb joke or a mistake, and then I'll look over and I'm like, oh, I have 5 less viewers now. I bet you it's because of what I just said or did.
I feel like it's me too sometimes, like I'm too like complaining.
No, I don't think so. I think you make it interesting because I actually have somebody to talk to. Most of the time I'm just like, okay, now I'm going to open my bags and I'm going to grab this item. And then I'm going to close my bags and I'm going to use that item. Like, that's kind of boring, I think. But,
Well, that's why I told you should like put your mic next to the keyboard so they can hear the tapping at least.
I listened to it back. I can hear my keyboard going off, especially like in a dungeon where I'm like trying hard. You could hear me going, tick, 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 tick. Like you could actually kind of tell.
Who were we playing with that it sounded so epic? Like everything.
Neptune. It was like, chick, 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 chick. It's like you hopped on the fucking cannon or something, or the railgun. That's actually, it's still, I think, one of my featured videos on the channel. Oh, might be getting DC'd. No. Some serious lag here. This is part of the reason why I usually shut down at 11. So I may be ending the episode soon. But, yeah, like, it sounded like she just pulled out a machine gun and was blasting her laptop or something with it. Yeah, I'm starting to chug out here. I think the laptop's getting too hot. Could be my interwebs too, though. Alright, I don't know if y'all could see anything on the stream. It looks like you can hear me. You're going to have to say something in chat if you can, but looks like we locked up here in the game. We've been going hard for almost 3 hours, so we'll probably go ahead and shut today's episode down right now. So with that, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Oh, my laptop might be crashing. Let me see.